In a quiet little town nestled between green hills and silver rivers lived a 15-year-old boy named Ethan Miller. Ethan was bright, full of ideas, and always curious about how things worked. His small wooden room was packed with wires, batteries, and old mechanical toys that he tried to repair or rebuild. Ever since he was little, Ethan had one big dream. He wanted to build a robot that could help farmers in his town water their crops easily. His father was a farmer, and Ethan had seen him wake up before dawn every day, carrying buckets of water to the fields. But Ethan had one problem. He couldn't stay focused. He would start a project full of excitement, but after a few days, his energy faded away. Sometimes he'd leave his work halfway to play games, scroll through his phone, or hang out with his friends. One morning, his father called him from the doorway.
Ethan, you've left your robot parts all over again. Are you really serious about this invention?
I am, Dad. I just get bored sometimes. It's hard to keep working on things don't go right. His father sighed and said kindly,
Son, goals are not reached in one day. They need patience, focus, and time, just like crops need water every day to grow.
But Ethan didn't really understand. He nodded and went back to his room, only to start scrolling through his phone again. Days passed. His invention remained unfinished. His grades started falling, and his confidence began to fade. One evening, while wandering around the fields, Ethan saw an old man sitting under a large oak tree, sketching something on paper. Curious, Ethan approached and said, "Sir, what are you drawing?"
The old man smiled. I'm designing a water pump, an invention I made 40 years ago. My name is Mr. Arthur Blake.
Ethan's eyes lit up. You're an inventor?
I used to be, but now I teach young people who want to learn. What about you?
Ethan hesitated, then admitted, I try to invent things too, but I lose focus. I start strong, but can't stay consistent. Mr. Arthur chuckled softly and took out a small magnifying glass from his pocket.
Come here, Ethan. Let me show you something.
He placed a dry leaf on the ground and focused sunlight through the magnifying glass. Within seconds, the leaf began to smoke. Do you see that? He asked. Yes, Ethan said, amazed. The sunlight was always there, but only when it was focused, it had the power to burn through the leaf. The same goes for your mind. Scattered thoughts do nothing, but focused effort can achieve miracles. Those words struck Ethan deeply. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. He kept hearing Mr. Arthur's words in his head. Focused effort can achieve miracles. The next morning, Ethan created a small notebook titled Focus Journal. He wrote his new daily rule on the first page. No distractions until my work is done. He turned off his phone, put a do not disturb sign on his door, and started working. The first few days were tough. He would get bored, restless, and tempted to quit. But every time he wanted to give up, he took out the magnifying glass Mr. Arthur gave him and whispered, "Stay focused, Ethan." Slowly, things started to change. His concentration improved. He began finishing small tasks, connecting wires correctly, programming the robot's basic movements, and making detailed plans. A week later, he visited Mr. Arthur again to show his progress. "Sir, I've been working without giving up, but sometimes I feel tired and frustrated."
That's natural. Even the river feels tired when cutting through rock, but it keeps flowing. Consistency is the heart of focus.
He smiled and promised to continue. Months passed. Ethan was close to finishing his invention. But one afternoon, disaster struck. The robot's motor burned out due to a wiring mistake. Smoke filled the small workshop, and Ethan panicked. His eyes welled with tears. "I worked for months. It's ruined!" he shouted in frustration. He sat on the floor, holding the broken robot. For a moment, he thought of giving up completely. Then, he noticed the magnifying glass lying on his table, the symbol of focus. He remembered Mr. Arthur's words. The sunlight was always there. Only focus gives it power. Ethan took a deep breath, wiped his tears, and whispered to himself, "Failures don't mean the end. They mean I'm getting closer." He worked late into the night, fixing every wire, adjusting every screw, determined to finish what he started. Finally, after months of hard work, the robot was ready. It was a small machine with a water container and moving arms that could sense dry soil and sprinkle water automatically. Ethan invited his father and Mr. Arthur to the field for a demonstration. He pressed the switch, the robot moved forward, detected a dry patch of soil, and started watering it perfectly. Everyone clapped. His father's eyes filled with pride.
"Son, you did it. I always knew you had it in you." You see, Ethan, this is the power of focus. The same boy who once gave up now stands as an example for others.
Ethan smiled and said humbly, "I didn't just build a robot. I built my patience, my discipline, and my focus." The story of Ethan's invention spread through the town. Farmers started using his robot, and Ethan was invited to speak at schools about his journey. He always carried the magnifying glass with him, showing it to students as a reminder. "Your dreams," he said, "are like sunlight. You already have the light. You just need focus to make it powerful." Final scene: the lesson of a lifetime. Years later, Ethan became a successful inventor known for his discipline and creativity. In his modern lab, on his desk, beside all his advanced tools, still lay that same old magnifying glass. Every morning, he'd glance at it before starting his work, a symbol of how focus transformed his life. Distractions are everywhere, but focus is a choice. Choose it daily, and nothing can stop you. Moral: stay focused on your goals, no matter the distractions or failures. Consistency and discipline turn dreams into reality.
Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and share this video and also subscribe our channel.